This is a second stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. Hope you are good and well. We have real breaking, exciting news about a new grant program. This is even different than the one that we announced yesterday. Thanks for tuning in. This is LALATE. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get alert when we have another second stimulus check update. This is the second of 3 second stimulus check updates for today. Earlier today, we detailed a major retailer in the nation, actually restaurant chain, that's offering 50,000 new jobs right away. So if you need a job, watch that video. And coming up later today, we have a video about pandemic unemployment assistance and UI, which is very exciting. Got to watch that as well. But let's get to this one. We're going to be covering in this video all lending developments and grant developments that have happened this week. A lot of really exciting news. So if you are interested in grants or loans that are brand new, this is the video you need to watch. First, let's recap. Earlier this week, there was a lot of exciting news that started the week, great news, in which the EIDL grant and loan program went back live. If you don't know anything about that, we do 2 EIDL videos per day. But basically, the grant program puts $1,000 in your pocket if you have a business. And that's $1,000 per employee. That's money for you. It is free money. You do not have to return the money. Yesterday, we detailed a new grant program announced by Google for African American owned businesses or businesses that cater to the Black community. It's both a grant program, again, free money, money you don't have to repay, or also loan money. And that same day, yesterday, we detailed the Main Street Lending Program. If you've been following us for the last 2 months when this channel launched, the Main Street Lending Program is very exciting. It went live this week. But let me update some questions you have about the Main Street Lending Program before I get to this other great grant that was announced today. So the Main Street Lending Program is announced by the Fed, and I got some questions overnight about it. So let me go over it, and let me go over how you can get this $150,000, $150,000 in loan money right off the bat. I said, did I say 150? I meant 250,000. I'm shortchanging you right off the bat. So here you go. The Main Street Lending Program is underwritten by the Fed. It's a loan, it's not a grant, and it's the money is provided 95% by the Fed and 5% by your local bank. The logistics of how to get the Main Street Lending Program is what heated up the comments overnight. Thank you for the comments. Let me answer them right away. First, people asked, where do you apply online for the Main Street Lending Program? That was the number 1 question, and the answer was always the same. There is no online application for it. So this is a banker and banking customer situation. You need to actually go to your bank to apply. So, unfortunately, you can't go online, type in some stuff like cabbage or Lendio and, apply, and then there you go. No, you actually have to use a bank. And so which banks can you go to, and how do you know which banks to go to? That was the next question I got overnight. So here's the answer. The banks that will be writing the loan, are FDI insured banks. These are banks when you walk in and at the teller there is a little card that says FDI insured. But which of those are lending and when are they lending? A lot of great comments about that. First, the Main Street Lending Program went live on, I think it was Tuesday. And as with any loan program in this nation that's new, the banks have to ramp up. So there was, this channel likes to deliver you news as soon as it breaks, but sometimes I don't make clear enough, and I apologize, to say, hey, it's been announced, but it doesn't mean it's ready to start taking your applications today. So that's basically what happened on Tuesday. Everyone was so excited from the video and they're ready to apply. Well, the banks weren't ready. The Fed announced it was live, but the banks weren't ready to do it. So how do you know what's going on? This is the answer. With the Main Street Lending Program, the bank banks, everyone from Chase to JP Morgan to Bank America, they all have to apply to the Fed. They're doing that now. A lot of viewers who are very, very nice have been sending links in messages or smoke signals or helicopter signs in the sky that says, "Hey, this is what my bank said about it. It's coming, but it's not there." Yeah, so you need to really reach out to your lender, and they know about the Main Street Lending Program. It's not new in the discussion. We've been discussing it since March. So what they're doing now, these banks, is they are now applying with the Fed to get ready to offer it to you. When they are, which I think would be at least a week, then they're ready to write it for you. That's very great, exciting news. Under the second stimulus package, these funds will be available to you within 3 business days after applying. Great news. So the Main Street Lending Program is live. There's no place online to apply for it, but the way you apply is at your local bank, and that are FDI insured, and they aren't yet ramped up. Give it about a week. Really great news on the second stimulus package. Finally, a lot of you asked me questions about who's eligible and how you're eligible, all that sort of nuance, and the credit score. My recommendation is just apply, because this is really a new thing. The Fed wants to write for you. They don't not want to write for you. There is no credit score algorithm that says, "Hey, don't apply under this credit score." So please go apply. If you want to get this, go apply. Next, it is collateralized. Someone dropped in the comments it's not. No, turn to page 27 of the agreement. It has to be secured. The way it's secured is very, very confusing. So don't assume it's just, take a check and you can run out the door. No, it's not that situation. Finally, it is open for businesses. So a lot of you asked, you have to be an LLC or an incorporation or a partnership. You have to have a tax existence different than yourself individually, and also nonprofits cannot apply. But this is really great news, and the good news keeps on rolling. So here's another update for the second stimulus check and stimulus package for today. As getting to it right now, the 7-minute mark, is another grant program announced. Yesterday we detailed that Google announced a major grant program for the Black community, for businesses run by African Americans and those that cater to the Black community. Well, there's just grants coming left and right, and I'm trying to keep up with them, and it's very exciting. I'm really, really just ecstatic that a lot of companies are really stepping up. As you know, when I say grant, it means it's money to you that you don't have to return. That's what I mean by grant. It is, in essence, free money, as people would say. It is money that is given to you. You do not have to repay it. So Sheryl Sandberg at Facebook announced 2 hours ago the launch of another grant program, this one through Facebook. And she said that the widely felt anger and grief following the killings of George Floyd, Rashard Brooks, and Breonna Taylor, and many others, and the protests against racial injustice and police brutality have made us, referring to Facebook, focus on what we can do more to support America's Black community. We know that one way Facebook can have a positive impact is by supporting Black-owned businesses. From the early days of the pandemic, we've been listening to small business, trying to figure out what we can do to help weather them. That's why today we are committing an additional $200 million to support Black-owned businesses, Black creators, and nonprofits serving the Black community as part of our $1.1 billion investment to support Blacks and diverse suppliers and communities in the U.S. by the end of 2021. So there's a lot of stuff in that one sentence. Boy, let me break that down for you. First of all, she says 2021. So she wants to get that money into your hands now. We're not talking about, delayed funds over 5-6 years. She's talking about right now. I mean, this is June, and she's talking about now into end of 2021. Second, she's talking about businesses that support the Black community or are Black run or Black creators. And I know that what's so important about this is and it's really great news, is I know a lot of my viewers are artistic people, of the artists, of the arts, whether they're painters or sculptors or musicians or stage performers. And lost in the discussion often is stimulus packages for that community, that genre of businesses. Here, she's including them in this grant and loan program. This includes an additional $75 million we're making available in grants. Did you hear that? $75 million additionally in grants to Black-owned businesses in the U.S. and to nonprofits who support Black communities, as well as $25 million to Black creators to help amplify their stories on our platform. Wow. So if you use Facebook's platform to deliver your stories, or you support the Black community through your business as a nonprofit, or you are Black owned, there's $75 million in grants available. We will also spend at least $100 million on Black-owned suppliers, whether it's construction or marketing agencies and more. This is also really great news. As she says, we adjust to the new normal in the COVID world. We seek to ensure more people are armed with the digital needs to succeed. Over the next 3 years, they're going to also give scholarships, 100,000 new scholarships. So as a lot of these stories break, what I always have to say to you, for procedural purposes, because you always ask, it's a great question, I'm here to help you, is where do you apply? How do you apply? Where's the application? I know this is coming in the next 10 seconds if you're watching this video. So when Ms. Sandberg announced it yesterday, I will drop the link to her announcement in the description of this video, just like how I dropped the announcement from Google in yesterday's description of the video. But there is no place to apply online yet from Facebook. So understand, if I had it, I would give it to you. But there is no place to yet apply for the Facebook grant. There is no place yet to apply for the Google grant. For the Main Street Lending Program, remember that if you Google Main Street Lending Program, you will be sent to the Boston division of the Main Street Lending Program online, and it'll give you details about the program. Again, it does not allow you to apply there, but it will give you information about the program. I'll try to also drop a link to that in the description of this video. If you have questions about these grants, and boy, there's some more I got to cover. I'll leave that for tomorrow. There's microloans and micro grants, which are great. They're $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. I got so much great stuff for you. So stay with me for more over the next few days, and the second stimulus check is still heating up. Come up later today. Pandemic unemployment assistance, new updates with that under the second stimulus check. As always, stay with LA for more.